January 26, 2011. This is today's climate change update. I'm going to start tonight off with a YouTube video, major earthquake scenario. Now apparently the Israelis are having a major earthquake drill, and I will attach the video to go below. Definitely worth watching. Let's go to the Extinction Protocol. And they have a story, dramatic weather extremes in China, an indication of growing climate deterioration. Basically a video blaming you. And we've got a story, parasitic weeds destroying grassland habitats in Nepal. Check this out. Chitwan, Nepal, some 200 kilometers southwest of Nepal capital Kathmandu. A non-native weed is rapidly destroying plants with menacing implications for local wildlife. The South American native is locally known as Banamara, forest killer, or mile a minute. It was first identified in Nepal in 1975. The weed grows about 2.5 centimeters a day and has covered large sections of the 932 square kilometer Chitwan National Park. It produces up to 40,000 seeds a day, which are scattered in the forest by various means. Can't we turn that into ethanol? But Nepal's having problems maintaining, and they're losing habitat for the Royal Bengal tigers and the one-horned rhinoceroses, which are both on the extreme and endangered list. And they tried to stop it once before, but it shot off to the sides and they gave up on it. So now it's getting super out of control, and they need to get back on top of it again, basically, is the story. But people in Nepal, can you turn that into ethanol? Massive storm rips across Florida, spawning tornadoes. The story's January 25th, Tampa. The National Weather Service has issued tornado warnings for Sarasota and Manatee counties. Several tornadoes were moving east at 30 miles an hour in central Manatee County. A tornado has also been spotted moving near Siesta Key, and one near Vamo Road north of Venice, moving east in Sarasota County. Apparently thunderstorms were having gusts of winds up to 60 miles an hour. It is just now moving off the southern tip of Florida, as I just checked the Weather Channel before I came in here. And they've got a fear story about the H5N1 avian flu virus in, where was that? In Japan. They called the military out. Let's go to earthchanges.net, and they start with Canada, Winnipeg readies for flows akin to epic 97 flood. All my Canadians, the city of Winnipeg plans to raise 15 kilometers of dikes, fill 3 million sandbags, and protect about 700 properties this spring to protect against river levels that could rise slightly higher than those experienced during the 1997 Red River flood, called Manitoba's Flood of the Century. So, story below. NASA infrared data sees birth of 10th tropical depression in southern Indian Ocean near the Australian coast. Australia is not cutting a break at all this summer. And they've got a fear story, another fear story. Birds vanishing in the Philippines. A number of birds flying south to important wintering grounds in the Philippines have fallen sharply this year, with experts saying their dramatic demise of wetlands and hunting are to blame. Your fault. And here's a very important story. Historic cold could hamper North Korea's food production. Check it out. North Korea's state media said Saturday that the harsh winter that has hit the peninsula has caused hardship for the people's lives and could severely affect spring farming activities. Now, this is the first time Norse media has reported on the toll this winter has taken. Calling Citing data from the North Meteorological Research Unit, the KCNA reported that between December 24th and January 19th, the average daytime high temperature had been minus 4.9 degrees Celsius, while the morning low averaged minus 15.6 degrees Celsius. Both figures, it said, were 3.2 degrees lower than usual. This is the first time since 1945 that the maximum daytime temperature has remained below zero for nearly a month. The KCNA quoted an official as saying. And the story goes on, of course. And here we go. Piers Corbyn, ignore global warming cult. Something out there is jamming the north and south jet streams. And of course, graphs and story below. And then they've got a video he put out back on the 7th that I believe I covered. Massachusetts, U.S. Arctic blast leaves many frozen in place. Travel stall, shelter fill, but warming on way. The coldest weather to strike Boston in 6 years wreaked havoc on commuters yesterday, freezing car batteries across the region and leaving thousands shivering in bitter cold on exposed platforms as they waited for MBTA trains that either broke down or were stalled behind those that did. Story below. Disruptive snow hitting from Arkansas to the Ohio Valley. We do here in the United States have a fast-moving winter storm. Now the Weather Channel is still guessing whether it swings north it's going to be worse, but if it shoots straight out it won't be as bad for the New England area. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see if it just shoots straight out there. And then let's go to Disaster Alert Network, or UB Alert. UN spokesman, more than 160,000 people remain flood-stricken. Pakistan remained displaced. More than 6 months after the tragedy. Central Florida hit by strong storms. Then they have the story cold wave in Canada. A cold wave with a temperature of minus 30 degrees Celsius is making eastern Canada shiver. Bad weather pushes up grain prices in China. Landslide in India. Apparently a temple was destroyed and people really freaked out. Hindu temple. And what else? I believe there's one more. Freezing weather affects over 4 million people in China's Yunnan province. The Chinese Ministry of Civil Affairs said snow and sleet have stricken the southwest province of Yunnan several times this winter, getting very expensive. And let's see. And then in Mozambique, Africa, Sunday they had some extreme flooding. Apparently some people were swept away by fast-moving waters and lost their lives, and farmlands and roads and houses, and we know the drill. That is about it for the climate report for today. If I missed anything, please let me know. Until next time, enjoy it while you can. Thanks, everybody.